did it feel like they were preparing you for actual battle, or did it feel like just another actor's preparement?
It was battle, absolutely battle, because the guy that runs it, Captain Dale Dye, almost took, he takes things almost too seriously. But that's why he's so sought after when it comes to these projects. It did. It felt like battle, and it continued. It wasn't just 3-week boot camp. It continued throughout the whole production. I mean, we didn't spend time in our trailers, sipping tea. It was every day. We have to form up, and we were treated like that every day. And as our characters got commissioned and their rankings changed, so was the respect. That's what was great about Dale Dye, is he would find out what episode you were doing, what episode was being done. Was Malarkey a sergeant? Was he a first sergeant? Was he, who was a lieutenant? And he would treat you with that respect. So it was really like you were in this world, and until the very end, when we all just wanted to go home, and that was part of it, because in the series itself, we just want to go home. So it was done really, it was done really, really right.
Well, it sounds like it was, and I can tell you from watching it and not having to wait a week in between episodes, I feel that it was done more than right, and I loved every minute of it. And actually, you just answered a separate question right there, because Captain Dale Dye has agreed to come on the web series later on as well, and there's your stories about working with him. The man's a consummate professionalist.
He's the reason it is the way it is. I mean, hands down, him, Stephen, and Tom are the reason that this it has become such a almost like a culty kind of miniseries.
Now, when you got the nod to do Band of Brothers, did you realize it was going to be as big as it was?
Yeah, I did. I did. I didn't think it would go on 10 years later and still almost be bigger. I mean, it's almost bigger 10 years later than it was when it came out, but I did know that I was a part of something huge. I mean, it was the most, even huge giant actors wanted to do it, but Stephen and Tom wanted almost unrecognizable people that, could represent, so you didn't have a preconceived notion when you saw them on screen. So I thought they were smart to do that, but I did. I thought it was going to be big.
Did you just go out for the part like everybody else, or did they approach you?
Yeah. Oh, no. I went out part like everybody else, and went out a couple times. Read with Tom Hanks one time, and then had there was a big day with Steven Spielberg where everybody kind of was matched up with other people, and I had a terrible feeling about that day because I only went in once, and other guys were going in 3 or 4 times being matched up with other people. And in hindsight, I only went in once because they clearly wanted me for it, but I left that day, going, I didn't get it. There's no way I got this.
Wow.
Who was the toughest boss to work for? Hanks or Spielberg?
Well, Hanks was more of a hands-on. He directed one and was there a lot. Spielberg is more. He just came and overlooked it sometime, but this was more Tom's little baby. So he was tough, and he's a stickler on accuracy and whether it's historical or the way you act or the way what would be said. Swear words, helmets, everything. He's such a historian. So he was tougher.
Have you seen any of The Pacific?
Yes, they invited us actually to the premiere, where they were all the guys in the Pacific were very respectful to us, us back to them, because I know what they went through, and but I hadn't seen the whole thing yet. I'm kind of waiting to do what you did. I'm waiting for the DVDs so I can watch them all at once. Yeah, I mean, those guys, it must have been cool actually, and I think of it this way, that they, to follow Band of Brothers, those guys must have worked their butts off, because they know how good Band of Brothers was, and the only thing you could do is step up and be good, because Band of Brothers, it was ultimately really, really good. So I felt a little bad for them, because they had to almost work a little harder.
Well, and I thought it was really fantastic, since you mentioned the fact that Tom wanted to use not so known faces in the original ones, and we've got to know you guys since then so well, that he actually, I think, went even further with The Pacific, because when it first came on, there was one guy I recognized as a kid from a movie 10 years or 15 years ago, and it's I can't even think of the guy's name now, but he's the one.
Joseph Mazzella.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy, nobody in here is, I'm going to have to start watching for them now because they're great.
Yeah.
But yeah, he really went and got some fantastic new and up and coming actors that really hadn't done anything yet.
Tom and Steven were all about the veterans. I mean, they were all about representing them in a way where people that's their new face. That my face for 10 years now has been Donald Malarkey.
Right.
And I mean, it's incredible. It's not a burden at all. It's actually quite an honor. And people always say, do you get sick of being called Malarkey when you walk down the street? Never, ever, 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 never would I get sick of that, because that man has done something in his life that I'll never be asked to do, never mind would I if it was asked of me. I mean, there's so many things that are different between today's generation and back then in the 40s. You can't compare it. I mean, I don't want to compare it. I don't even want to put myself in that situation. So I have respect for it. I salute bow whenever I need to. They're great guys, and they deserve everything that they're continually being given, and monuments and statues and honors that they're being given.
I don't want to encroach on the recording time because I know they got to rent those things by the hour, and it's annoying when people, it's like, no, I'm talking to this radio station.
Hey, if you want, I'll call back, in another day if you want to continue this.
Absolutely.
Let's do that.
Absolutely. I would love to have a part 2 when you're not monumentally busy.
Let's do that.
Totally do a part 2. That would be awesome.
Yeah, let's do that, because I still have some more questions to embarrass you with. And
I would love to. I feel bad. I love talking to you guys. This is great.
Don't feel bad. We'll just hit you up again.
Right, absolutely.
Ruby.
All right, well, Scott, thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us on Black Sky Radio.
Dude, thank you guys. You're awesome, and I'm serious. Let's to be continued.
Oh, thank you. All
right, Scotty Grimes, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it.
You guys are the best. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.